All right, welcome to the DJ Deluxe podcast, hosting by Deluxe and Deluxsauce. Don't you mean hosted by Deluxe and Deluxsauce? Because hosting is kind of, that sounds silly, buddy. Oh, someone almost dropped the R word. Come on, man, it's 2019 and this is the internet. You cannot say the R word on the internet, if you know what I mean. Why not, man? You afraid of getting exposed or something that people are going to know who you really are? Because, I mean, after this podcast, I think people might have an idea of what's going on inside your little messed up head there. What kind of idea? Like a good idea? Like a bad idea? Like either way, they're inside my head, so they can't really go anywhere now because they're stuck. I got them. They are not stuck, bro. This is 2019, and anybody can just click unfollow if they don't want to listen to your rambling. I don't ramble longer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ramble. Like, share, subscribe is the thing everybody be saying these days, and all you need to do is unsubscribe, unfollow, and that's it. You're done. You're not done. I'm never done. No one's ever done. You're only done if you give up. As long as you don't give up, then you're gonna go on forever. Like, don't give up. What is that? Like some bunny rabbit or some battery thing back in the day? I don't know. You just said battery, and my battery and bunny rabbit, and of course my brain went to porn. Of course it did. So I already know what you're talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's all right because I know you don't watch porn anymore, so it's all good. All good. What really do you want to accomplish with this podcast? Because so far I just hear a lot of rambling and shit like that. I want 1 million followers. I want 100 million followers. I want to beat that guy Dan Blizerian. Who's that guy? I can't. Actually, I'd like to play poker against that guy because if you hear that guy's story, he became famous or got his wealth. Everybody's got a story. That boy went through Navy SEAL training 3 times, and then he got out of the SEALs and became a poker player. Won millions of dollars. Wow. So that dude is a prime example of not giving up. Yeah, so is that guy David Goggins. He's like some black dude who didn't know how to swim, and he's like, fuck that. I'm just going to go be a Navy SEAL. And he's probably one of the most badass men on the planet today when it comes to motivation and getting things done and not giving up. Like, check that dude out. Yo, weren't you a Navy SEAL back in like the 90s or some shit like that? No, I tried. I was like, fuck this shit. Fuck college. I went into the Navy, and I had Navy SEAL guaranteed on my entrance contract, which made no sense. But I took the ASVAB test, and then I got interviewed by 2 high-ranking officers, a male and a female. Mm-hmm. And man, they was like, why you want to be a Navy SEAL? I said, I want to jump out of airplanes, shoot guns, and blow shit up. And I want to be that guy who saves the teacher and, be part of a group of men who, like, we all pass the same thing. So we're like a team crazy. And a unit. And I just want to be part of something like that because I didn't really have that growing up. So that's what I wanted. And you're fucking crazy if you want to do that shit. Yeah, man, I guess, looking back now as I'm older, like, man, I was volunteering to jump out of airplanes, shoot guns, and blow shit up. But all that came with the price of life of people. And, at 18, was I in the right mind frame? I got, what was it? G.I. Jane, that movie with Demi Moore, whatever her name is. All that came out. That Charlie Sheen movie, Navy SEALs, came out. That was a gut wrencher, tear jerker in the end, and just made you want to go join and become a psychopath. Psychological warfare. So speaking of psychopath, that's kind of like the point of this whole podcast here, because you do realize that you are talking and then you are answering your own questions. Yes. That's kind of borderline psychotic, if you ask me. Hell no, it is not borderline, bro. I am on the other side of psychotic. I think I'm beyond that already, because if at 18 years old I volunteered to become a Navy SEAL, and at 43 I've been living 7 years in the jungle by myself, there's probably something going on upstairs that might not be quite wired right. Probably not. Or something's wired correctly and you're just the guy with the balls to do it. Like 7 years in the jungle by yourself, have you accomplished anything? What do you accomplish in the jungle by yourself for 7 years? Like, I'm sure you cut down a couple trees or, pull some weeds and shit, because I know things in the jungle grow pretty quickly. Things grow here so fast. But the one thing that I've accomplished that I can definitely say I've been working on since I got, like, the point of me coming here was just to get away and meditate. Like, I came here right before 2012, or the end of 2012, and I was like, man, if the world's coming to an end in a couple months, I might as well be in Costa Rica surfing. Like, going and I don't even know how to surf, but I'm gonna go to Costa Rica, wake up every day where the beach is right there, and just enjoy life. And in that time frame, the world never came to an end. Some weird things happened that just made me see life in a different way, or this reality in a different way. And I've just been running with it. And what I have accomplished, I guess you could say, is I'm not a master in anything, but I'm definitely really good at meditating. My life has become just one big meditation, I think, at this point. Okay, we'll have to go into that further with more detail, but so people are going to ask, how have you lived in Costa Rica for 7 years? Like, lovely. Most people go on vacation for 2 weeks and they got to go back to work. Like, how are you able to just go to Costa Rica and live there for 7 years? Like, what? Were you rich? No, I was not rich. I actually come from a pretty, not a poor family, but a very struggling family. We had to work for everything we've gotten, and after the day of work was over, we weren't really that far ahead in life. So life was life. And then for me here, I guess it was 5 years before 2012. I did one of those, where do you see yourself in 5-year plan thingies? And I think I was just coming out of being homeless, and living in an RV or living on the street, and I got a job, like a real job in corporate America. And I just told myself, man, there's got to be a way out. I'm going to do what I can to save money and then try to get to Costa Rica for real. Like, I had met this chick who put me on to Costa Rica a long time ago, and we were going to drive to Costa Rica, her and I, and then we broke up and we never did it. But she left me the RV, and I was thinking about doing it, but I didn't have any money. I needed to go work and get that cushion, that safety net, you could say, because nothing's cheap in this world. You know what I mean? No, nothing. No, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But so how did you get? So what? You just work after what? So wait. Let me back up. You were homeless. You got a job in corporate America. Yes. And then what? You just saved money and then went to Costa Rica. Yes. The day I actually called my boss's boss and was like, bro, I fucking quit. You got 2 months to find someone to replace me. Those are my exact words. Wow. Bro, I fucking quit. You got 2 months to find somebody to replace me. Wow. And find them now, and you got that 2 months of me training them in, because my job wasn't that easy, and it required to know a lot of information and what to do with that information. And was it top secret at the time? No. I was basically managing a branch, a security branch, in a world international security company, and they had a location in Florida. Oh, wow. They had several locations in Florida, but I was at the one in Miami. Okay. And say it. How can I say this? Just say it. I called my boss's boss and I just told him, yo, I fucking quit. You got 2 months to find someone else. And his reply was, oh, come on, curbhead, what's the matter? And I said, I fucking hate, bro, this job sucks. Coming here sucks. The people in this office, they suck. I don't want to work here no more. I quit. And I was saying that because in 2 months, I wasn't paying rent at the place I lived in. It was foreclosed, so I wasn't paying electricity. Everything was running and working, and I wasn't paying a dime. So that was good. And I was doing that for like a year, so I was able to save up some money. Wow. And with that, I figured in 2 months I'll have even more money saved up, and that's enough for me to just get the fuck out of here. Let me just go to Costa Rica for a bit. I was going to go for a couple months and then just figure something out. Either make it work or it doesn't work. And then I would come back and just find a job and just start over again. And so you've been there for 7 years, so obviously you made it work. So yes. How did you make it work? Well, so when I called to quit my job, the guy who called me curbhead because I skateboarded to work offered me a job instantly. Hey, you want to go manage our branch in Hawaii? Wow. Because I know you like to surf, which all I did was get caught one time. All the executives came to my branch to do a surprise audit, and I was surfing that morning at the beach, and I came back to work and I was changing in the parking lot, and all the people who just flew from another country into my office to surprise us all and give us an audit saw me pretty much naked in the parking lot changing my clothes into my suit.
Oh, wow.
So from my wetsuit to my business suit pretty much is what happened there. So they saw you naked and were like, man, we got to promote this guy. He's awesome. No, I don't, maybe, but I don't think that's what happened. I told him I was quitting. No, that happened at a different time. And then later on, when I quit, he offered me the Hawaii thing, and I thought about it for a week or so, and then I called him back and said, no, I don't want to do the Hawaii thing. I don't want to be another, and he's like, why? And I'm like, I don't want to be another blonde-haired, blue-eyed gringo from this mainland going over to the island telling the locals what to do.
Whoa.
Like, you know, if it's between me and a local guy, hire the local guy. I don't want to be, even if I'm more qualified, I'm not going to do it. Like, even if, I mean, they were going to pay me lots of money. You know, it's expensive to live in Hawaii, and I worked for a good company, so they were pretty much taking care of me, and I turned it down. I said, no, I don't want to do it. You got 2 months still. Wait. You went from being homeless to working for a company that you then wanted to quit, and didn't really have a plan, except you were saving some money to go spend it all in Costa Rica.
I had a plan.
Man, you are a psychopath.
I had a plan.
There's something wrong with you upstairs. You were quitting a good job.
Yes.
Why?
Because
you didn't like it?
no.
Well, I liked it. The job was all right. It was cool. Some of the people I work with were pretty cool. The 3 pregnant chicks I had to manage, they were not very cool. But the job was the job. It was a good job. And it was close to home. So I could skateboard to work. It paid the rent that I didn't have to pay. So I was able to save money. Life was good. But I need more. There's something more. I don't know what it is, but there is something more for me out there. So maybe this is me reaching out to the world, trying to put it out there. I don't even know, but I just always had this thing, this calling of there's something else. And sometimes I'd said no to the adventure, and this is one time where I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm taking control of this. I'm going to try to figure something out, and I'm going to make it happen. And I did. I took the guy's offer. This
What offer?
What offer? It was so my boss's boss called me and basically said, hey, thanks for bringing such great value to our company, and you did an amazing job at the surprise audit that happened a few weeks ago, and we discovered that you don't do things as our company would like you to, but you do them in actually a more effective and efficient way, and we appreciate that, and we see that, and we would like to invite you to come to our main headquarters.
Wow.
And show us more what you know.
What?
And help us, how can I say? See, so here's where it gets tricky.
Why? What's so tricky about it? What do you mean?
Because I signed a non-disclosure agreement for 20 years, and that agreement also said if I get out of this business and want to go back into this business, I have to work for this specific company again. I cannot go and work for anybody in the same industry. So
wow.
Yeah. So you obviously you said yes. Did you sell your soul? Did you sign a contract where you sell your soul to the devil?
No.
I didn't sell my soul to the devil. If I did, the devil wears a white hat and he had a broken finger. The devil had a broken finger. So he wasn't the devil. He was just the CEO of the company. And he was giving a big speech, and I was sitting up in the front row, and it was hot in there, and I had rolled my sleeves up, and I got tattoos on my right arm that you can visibly see, and actually a tattoo on my left arm you can see as well. And at the end of this guy's speech, he asked the audience full of his company's finest, and I had just arrived, so like I'm the new kid on the block, and he asked everybody after his spiel, does anybody here have a question? And nobody asked anything. The room was silent.
Crickets.
So, So to break the silence, I raise my hand. I raise my tattooed arm, and I say,
"Oh boy,
I have a question." He's like, "Yeah, you. I said, what happened to your fingers? What? You asked the man, he just gave a spiel about how great the company is and how their quote is going to go. And you're like, how'd you fuck your hand up? Yeah. At this point, there's a certain amount of time that goes by where if you don't ask a question, at that point, it's game on and anything can go. So, yeah, I asked, what happened to your hand? It really broke the mood and made everybody laugh because he got drunk and on a cruise ship and shut his hand in the door. Yeah. He was a sliding glass door with the balcony. If you're on a cruise ship and you got a balcony, you got money. He put his hand on the door and he shut the door and broke his fingers.
Wow.
Drunk.
Wow.
And how'd that go in the end? Well, they realized, okay, we just got this guy from Miami and he's a jokester. So let's just, he knows his shit, but he talks a lot of shit. So let's see where this goes. And it's funny because I do know my shit and I do talk a lot of shit and I curse. I mean, I haven't been cursing very much, but man, I curse a lot. I use the F word like it's saying the word the or like. It's ridiculous. Yeah, there's a few we might have to take out in this podcast if we want to get monetized and make money and have children listen to it. But then again, I don't even know what we're doing, do we? No, I have no idea. I mean, we've been rambling for 16 minutes now. This is absolutely silly. What are we even talking about? We are talking about how in the hell you've been able to live in the jungle for 7 years. Some people got to eat. How do you get around? What is it like living in the jungle? I mean, okay, you worked. Okay, yes. You worked. Well, let's establish this. Yes. You were homeless. You worked. You saved a bunch of money.
A whole bunch.
And then you were like, fuck this. I'm out of here. Is that pretty much what happened?
That's exactly what happened. I worked. I saved for 2.5 years. I didn't have to pay a single dime to anything. Everything was taken care of. My flights, my hotels, my rental cars, my cell phones, my food. If I needed a new business attire, all that stuff, the company paid for everything. So it was pretty dope. So, I really cut back on.
That's
I
money.
Didn't drink any alcohol. I stopped buying weed.
What?
I just saved every single penny I had. And being a single guy, I didn't have time for a relationship. In the job, I was working 95 hours a week.
What?
Impossible.
7 days a week.
No way.
For 2.5 years.
Damn. So 40 hours is your normal pay. And then I was getting damn near 50 hours of overtime a week. So you do the math. You do the math on how much money I was able to save up at that point. And yes, I've been able to go to Costa Rica and just piss off.
Yeah, but so you pissed off. So what, you just been pissing off in Costa Rica? I thought you were like a master meditator or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm for sure. I mean, and put it this way, my whole life up until I was 36, I was a slave. I only knew how to be a slave. That's it. And then once I was able to mentally free myself from the slave mentality, I wasn't able to come up with a plan on how to possibly get out of it. I mean, we're all slaves to something. How do I get out of this one form of slavery to this matrix of life that I'm constantly in? I want to experience something else. So I forgot the point. I forgot the question. Can you repeat it? We're basically just, you pretty much worked, you saved money, and now you've been in Costa Rica, and that's how you've been able to maintain yourself in Costa Rica, is you had an opportunity with a company that paid you very nicely, correct? Yes, that is 100% correct. And then also when I got to Costa Rica, I got a job as soon as I probably shouldn't say this because I guess it's illegal to work in this country as an American, but man, I was getting paid for I'm not going to say how much, but I was working a couple nights a week DJing. I've been when I didn't become a Navy SEAL, they were trying to keep me in the Navy, and I was like, what? No, fuck that. And I got my warrant officer to get me out, and the Navy SEAL warrant officer. And in the time of me getting out, I snuck off the base and went to some nightclub in Chicago, or close to the base or somewhere. And I stared at the DJ, and looking at the DJ, I'm like, God damn, I want to be a DJ. Forget being a Navy SEAL, shooting people and stuff. I want to make people dance. And so I got out of the Navy, and for 20 years I've been a DJ. So I came here as highly trained security person who could play music. You could say highly trained. So like you are like some top secret assassin, like B613 kind of thing, or what? No, let me rephrase that. Highly trained, as in I pay attention to detail. So when things happen and I'm present, I can give you a pretty much good explanation of how things are going down in the now. Actually, you know what? I don't want to talk about it no more. Okay, so change the subject. So you are a DJ.
Yes.
You've been DJing. That's
Yes.
how you know, I guess, yes. And that's so here, this podcast. So what do we talk about? We're talking about Deluxsauce, Deluxe. That's what I started it with. And Deluxe came from, you know, me being a DJ. And how I became a DJ is within 1 year of buying turntables in 1996. By 1997, within 12, not even within 12 months, less than 12 months after me buying turntables, in 1997, I moved to Miami Beach and became the only white boy playing music at Onyx nightclub. There was no white people there? Fact check that shit. There was no white people at Onyx nightclub? What's up with that? No, there was no white people. No token white girls, nothing. It was owned by a black dude who owned it with Alonzo Mourning, another black dude, and everybody who was in that club was black, period. It was Miami Beach in 1997. Everything on Miami Beach at that time was house music. You never heard hip-hop on Miami Beach until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, when some back door of a club would open and there'd be hip hop inside.
I remember
That's
that.
the only time you heard hip hop in Miami Beach in 1997. Onyx nightclub was the exception, and every Friday night they had DJ Cool G from 99 Jams playing there, and then on Saturday night I rolled up in there and did my thing. So I moved from Minnesota to Miami at the age of 20 and got into a 21 and up nightclub playing hip hop. And within my first couple gigs at that club, one of them was for Tretch of Naughty by Nature for his birthday party. Wow, you gotta be kidding me. Within like a year of you becoming a DJ, you DJ for Tretch of Naughty by Nature, like hip hop parade down with OPP kind of Tretch. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like I remember listening to Tretch when I was a teenager, and now I'm doing homie's birthday party. Like what? And the hottest chick in the club was trying to holler at homeboy, and he was like, "Here you go, Deluxe, take care of her for me, will you?" What? And I was like, "What?" And, you know, it turns out he was married to what's her name, Salt and Pepper, Salt or Pepper, I forgot which one, but he was married to one of them. So he was being a loyal man. And oh man, thank you, bro. I forget the girl's name, and I never got nowhere with her, but it was still fun trying. Memories. White boy Deluxe. Wow, memories. All right, cool. Damn. Interesting story, man. Interesting story. Thank you. You know, when I was 30 years old, I was homeless. Well, I wasn't homeless. I was living in my car, and I was fine with that. And I had 2 dogs, and they fit in the car with me. It was not a car. It was a 1977 Dodge Lazy Days RV. Old school. Kind of like not the size of the RV you see in Breaking Bad, but a little bit smaller than that. We weren't cooking meth or nothing like that. I was just, that was my house. Anyways, long story. Super long story, but long story short, kind of, when I was 30 years old, some guy told me that I need to write a book about my life, and I was like, what? You kidding me, man? Like, no way. Who writes a book about their life, you know? Well, so instead of writing a book about your life, you decided to do a podcast about your life, you silly fuck? Yes, that's exactly it, because this is a lot easier than typing. I mean, I've been typing, but just, I don't know, I like talking, I guess you could say. Word, yeah, you do like talking. You've been talking a lot, man. We're at 24 minutes already. Jeez. Yeah, and for the record, this podcast is not just going to be about my life. I'm trying to, it's me. It's my podcast is Deluxsauce. So you're going to get whatever Deluxsauce is fucking thinking about. That's what this podcast is about, is that. If you go back to the beginning, this is my very first podcast, and I had no idea what I was going to do. I didn't even know how I was going to do the whole ask myself questions and answers kind of thing. I'm just sitting here with headphones on and a microphone in my hand with 2 audio tracks, audio 1 and audio 2, and I'm thinking about renaming them. Audio 1 is me, which is me right now, and audio 2 Audio 2 is them, which is me, which is also me from Audio 1, which is super confusing, so I don't know what to do. I hope you were able to follow along. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I will try to do this more often and give you something to listen to, entertain you. I don't know. I make no promises. No promises at all, and I really do not want to work for free. So I'm putting this shit on YouTube, making YouTube a bunch of money until YouTube starts paying me. So let's hope I can make this work and entertain those of you who take 30-minute shits. Oh yeah.